Oi, oi, it's your boy, Ricky J, the UK's finest, bringing you the hard-hitting takes, bold predictions, and straight-up banter from across the pond to you. Welcome to the show where the bell never stops ringing. Welcome to the People's Wrestling Podcast. As previously said, I am the one, the only, UK's finest, Ricky J. First off the bat, apologies for starting 10 minutes late here. Also, I'm going solo Sequoia, solo Dolo today. Marcus is busy. And I did try and get another co-host on. That co-host should be joining us next month because Marcus will be leaving us next month to concentrate on studies and concentrate on getting back to the gym. So hopefully, fingers crossed, be a new co-host joining us starting next month, or he can be on next week. Well, we'll sort it as we go along. He was meant to be on today, and for reasons he's not. So you've just got me today. So there should be quite a shorter version. Again, apologies for starting 10 minutes late. A massive thank you to all of those that have watched my shorts, the views and the numbers for the shorts are going up and up and up. So a big thank you for that. Thank you to all that have subscribed. Only 4 away from 430. And as I say this every week, a massive thank you to all of those that check out my post on TikTok. Well, that is great. You need to translate here. So whilst I'm thankful and appreciative, you need to come over to here. But with all of that said, let's get into segment number 1 here. And that, of course, always is this one right here. And it is... That is right. What's cooking at the table? So, what have I been up to this week? Well, actually, quite a lot. So, first of all, I did get my WWE ticket. I will be attending the house show live event on the 26th of this month. So, for those that the regular viewers, I told you a couple of weeks ago trying to get a ticket, and I have now managed to get one. The craft class that I go to each and every week, and the regular viewers will know what that means. I did make what I usually make, and that is half and half of the match card. So it's of course Summerslam tomorrow night. That I will be doing a watch along for, so make sure you check that out. There'll be a quiz tonight and a Wrestle Crate unboxing tomorrow. I'm been continuing with the gym. I'll be going to the gym. In fact, actually, after this, after I've finished doing this, I'll be off to the gym. Continuing the Crown Green bowling that I'm going to every Monday. Actually got a game this week, and as I did last week, this week and last week got a game with somebody. The venue that I go to last night had on Sticky 13s, which is like a card. Well, Sticky 13s and Bingo, which are very, very similar. The only difference is it's Sticky 13s instead of a bit of numbers, it's cards. So the Ace of Spades, Jack of Clubs, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, I've been up to that, and that is it, really. Like, you guys, let me know what you guys have been up to in the last week or so. What you've got coming up. I've got more of the same coming up. Gym, crafts, and all of that. So yeah, I've got all that coming up. But you guys let me know what you guys have been up to. Sound off, let me hear you right now. As we go into segment number 2 here, a tag team of segments, and that is this out of the way quickly. It is that is right. The latest talk on the red carpet. The paparazzi are out. It's the glitz, it's the glamour. It can only be movie week. So what are the 4 movies I watched? Because of course I watched a movie last week, last Sunday. As you guys know, I watch 3 movies a week. So I did watch 1 last Sunday, and I watched 3 this week. So what are those movies? And they are Happy Gilmore 2. I did watch that movie. Your MJ are in it, Becky Lynch are in it, so that's cool. Yeah, is it as good as the first one? I don't know, but still a good movie. Second movie I watched here that wasn't so good is the remake of Fantastic Four. So Fantastic Four, The First Steps. That was okay. Much prefer the one. I think the movie before this, the last Fantastic Four movie before this was a remake. So if so, I preferred that one to this one. But there we are. Third movie I watched was Medea's Holiday. So Medea's Destination Wedding. This was just okay. And the movie I watched last night was War of the Worlds, starring Ice Cube. Yeah, good enough movie. I think another remake, if I'm not mistaken. So all these bloody remakes. So yeah, it was an okay film. Recommend it. Recommend you guys check it out. And the movies I've got coming up are certainly want to check out the new Naked Gun movie, of course. Courtney Rhodes is in it. That's not the reason I'm watching it, but we'll be checking that out. Weapons is coming out, I think, next week. That looks like a good movie. So Weapons and The Naked Gun are the 2 movies on my radar, on my watch list. So you have to tune in next week to find out, did I watch those? As I'm going to play a quick ad here, and I'm going to get into some news, some headlines. Only one news story this week. Well, not really this week. It happened last week, but I'm going to talk about it this week. But let me indeed play this. First, here for you guys, and here you go. Somewhere, there it is. That is right. For your 2 shout-outs a month, for an entire month, 2 shout-outs every single live, be it a podcast, be it a watch-along, beginning and end of each and every live, and to be inducted into the People's Wrestling Channel Hall of Fame. What that means for you, I'll do a 5-10 minute video just for putting over your shout-outs, putting over your channel, your brand. So it's like an extra shout out, I suppose. You get 2 guaranteed shout outs every single live, and suppose an extra one, but just a longer one. So that's what that means. So head to Protein Tees Gummans 1. It is in the description. So yeah, head to Protein Tees Gummans 1. Buy a t-shirt, let me know you bought one, you get that shout out, or just share the name out there, spread the name of Protein Tees Gummans 1. Got 2 viewers live right now, so get your comments in, get your questions in, get your thoughts in, get your predictions in for SummerSlam. What movies have you been watching? What have you guys been up to? As we go into that news segment here, so read all about it, stop what you're doing, because I'm behind the news desk can only be that is right. News and headlines. Not much news, wrestling news this week, so this comes from the last week, and that is this news story right here. So that is, of course, Vince McMahon in a car crash, a car wreck. So Vince McMahon in a car wreck last Thursday, I believe, the same day that Hogan died. Thankfully Vince is okay. I know a lot of people would be wishing death on Vince, but thankfully Vince is okay. But yeah, head-on collision with a car last Thursday. Obviously, you see the results there of what happened. Thankfully, Vince has walked away unscathed. Everybody else has walked away unscathed. No major damage done. Nothing. Just obviously the cars are destroyed. But yeah, thankfully Vince is okay. Take away anything he's done in his past. Vince is the reason that I'm doing this. Vince is the reason that a lot of other people have channels. Vince is the reason that everybody's watching WWE. So without him, it would probably be no WWE, I suppose. So I don't wish death upon Vince at all. But yeah, there's your news story, guys. So let's go right into the next one here. The next segment, as I said, it's going to be much shorter. But give me 1 second, guys. Just 1 second here. Give me 1 second. Because the next segment right here is, of course, talking about the yesteryears of wrestling, the good old days of wrestling with not that one. I did press the wrong one there. I was meant to press this one. So that is right, this week in wrestling history. So we will begin with what went down all those years ago. July 27th, 2012. So, give me a second here. 1 second. 1 second. So, the very first ever NXT champion. Sorry, July 26th. My apologies, guys. July 26th, 2012. So Seth Rollins crowned as the very first ever NXT champion. So, of course, this kicks off the NXT we know and love today. That this ended the game show version of NXT. We all saw the god-awful game show version. So, kicked off the NXT of today. Defeating Jinder Mahal in the finals. So they had a tournament for it. He beat Jinder Mahal in the finals. Obviously, Seth Rollins' first ever championship in WWE. Yeah, kind of that's my memories of it. NXT was back then was nowhere near as popular as it was now. It was like not many people watched NXT back then. Yeah, very much an indie feel to it, so not many, as I said, not many people watched it. But what are your guys' memories of Seth Rollins winning the NXT Championship back 13 years ago? As we go into the second look back of yesteryears of wrestling, and that is in the year of July 29th, 2002. That is right. 23 years ago, saw The Rock versus, woo, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Woo! So, somewhat of a dream match, The Rock versus Ric Flair, free, just on a random Monday Night Raw. Of course, The Rock defeated Ric Flair. He was champion then. Back then, he won the title at Vengeance, lost the title to Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. Yeah, this was a good match. So, you could completely call it a dream match, The Rock versus Ric Flair. On a free Monday night on Raw for free, not on pay-per-view. Yeah, that's kind of my memories of it. What are your memories of The Rock versus Ric Flair? As I play another ad here, and I'm going to get into some today's wrestling, well, not news, but I'm going to run through today's wrestling, 2025 wrestling, after this ad right here. And because I'm aware that you guys didn't see that prop play, I will play it just one more time. Here you go. If you're a fan of food and drink reviews, that is a channel for you. It's there right now on your screens. And as always, each and every video in the description. So yes, if you're a fan of food and drink reviews, you're a fan of cocktail making, you're a fan of American football, that's the channel for you. Marcus has just done a video covering American football, I really wanted to do for a couple of years. So yeah, go and check that out. Let him know what you think, and of course, like and subscribe to his channel. But let's get into today's wrestling with. Hearing the bell ring, the crowd is sat, titles, championships ready to be defended or contested for. Because it can only be that is right, Wrestling Roundup. Beginning with, as always, AEW. For those that are new here, for those that are new, for those that might be watching and are new, I'm basing it purely off the results. I do not watch AEW outside of the pay-per-view. So, you got the Young Bucks defeat the Outrunners. Okay. The Outrunners seem to be getting some cool matches. So I suppose that's a big match for them against the Young Bucks. Adam Page did indeed retain the AEW World Championship against Jon Moxley. Okay. And Cena and Billy Starks defeated and beaten and went over Tony Storm and Alex Windsor. Fine. And Mark Briscoe knocked off Ricochet. Again, fine. I'm going to give you a rating of, purely just based off the results, not watching the show, I'm going to say I don't care how good or bad Page Moxley was, based purely just off the results, I'm going to say a jobber as my rating. But let's get into, give me a second here, second. So let's get into the Red Brand. Let's get into Monday Night Raw. Of course, we kicked off with another 10-bell salute for the immortal one, the Hulkster, the iconic, the legendary Hulk Hogan, brother. Just a repeat of what happened on SmackDown, but Hogan got 3 10-bell salutes, like who no one has ever got that before. So yeah, Jey Uso made his way out, cutting a promo. Paul Heyman then came out. This went nowhere. This built nothing. This was boring. This just seemed to go forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Just killing time. There's that. AJ Styles and the Kabuki Warriors were on the winner's end against the Judgment Day. So Dominic Mysterio, Raquel Rodriguez, and Roxanne Perez. I'm going to get to that, give my thoughts on it in a second as we go over the next match, which was Sheamus pinning Grayson Waller. So yeah, cool for AJ Styles and the Kabuki Warriors getting this way. Excuse me, guys, I'm slightly tired here. Not had enough coffee today, it seems. But AJ Styles and the Kabuki Warriors getting the win. Cool for them. It builds momentum for AJ heading into tomorrow's SummerSlam. And Sheamus going over Grayson Waller. Okay, Sheamus is just there. Receive attacks after the match. But no match tonight at SummerSlam or tomorrow at SummerSlam. Lara Valkyria came out, cut one of the worst promos I've ever heard. Talking about her shoes, talking about Becky Stompers. Becky Lynch came out, Brawl, merely hypes up their match. Earlier in the day, on Raw, Corey Graves did a sit-down interview with Sami Zayn, interrupted by Karrion Kross. That hypes up their match. Stephanie Vaquer, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Naomi got the win against Chelsea Green and the Secret Hervis. Naomi, Chelsea Green, and the Secret Hervis. My apologies. Again, I'll give my thoughts on that in a second as I go over the next one, which was the Judgment Day returning against the LWO. They're still your World Tag Team Champions. So Stephanie getting the pin, cool. So I've said it before, I'll say it again. It is just next. So they're building Stephanie for the pay-per-view after. SummerSlam, of course, Clash in Paris, they're building her for that. Fine, but okay, in my opinion, just okay. And the Judgment Day returning against the LWO. Good match here. They actually got me and thought LWO were going to take the win. But the biggest story here, obviously, a new masked man on the scene. And for those that don't know, that masked man is Pete Dunne. So it is what it is. At least the buzz is on TV. Yeah, it is what it is. Get your thoughts in, guys. What you think about Pete Dunne being the new El Grande? Are they calling him El Grande Americano? What name are they going to give to him? I've heard nothing yet. What name he's getting, and I presume we'll find out more in the coming days or on Raw. We have Gunter coming on out. CM Punk interrupts. This just taps up their match. And in your main event, Jey Uso, DQ win against Bronson Reed. Of course, you don't either, looking weak this close to SummerSlam. And then Roman Reigns comes on out. He and Jey get beat up. The two Bronze looking strong here. And there was Monday Night Raw. I'm going to give a rating of, outside of Reigns being on, nothing much happened. So I'm going to say dark match. As we go straight into NXT, again another 10-bell salute for the Immortal One. We kicked off with women's action. So Jada Parker put in the rear view mirror Jasmine Nix. Cool, I'll add Jada Parker's back in the title picture. Javon Evans came on out, followed by Trick Williams, followed by High Rise. Brawled, later a match later on, basically. Tavion Heights came up short against Charlie Dempsey the first time. Not quite this time. They managed to put away Charlie Dempsey, meaning he's out of NQCC. He's out of no quarter cap crew. So let's see how Tavion Heights fends on his own. Blake Monroe came on out, cutting a promo, followed by Lola Vice, followed by Lash Legend, followed by Kalina Jordan. This ends in a brawl. Fallon Henley also on the winning end of things against Lash Legend. Nia Jax costing Lash the win. Of course, Lash eliminated Nia in the Battle Royals. Of course, this is why Nia Jax turned up. Looks like Nia Jax will be on next week's NXT. So you never know who's going to turn up to NXT. NXT is the brand. Jordan Evans put on an incredible performance against Wesley and came out on top. And then to end this week's NXT, back in the WWE ring, in action from after many, many years, Santino Marella came up short against Ethan Page. Ethan Page still your men's North American champion. Yeah, cool NXT. I'm going to give a rating of opener. Speed, once again, no results. So presumably they're taking a hiatus. This is the third week with no results. Evolve, let's get down to the Evolve brand. Let's get down to the show that happens on Wednesday nights, shown Thursdays on YouTube. Bryce Donovan put it to Marcus Mathers. Marcus Mathers coming up short. Kelly Armstrong came out, got on the microphone. Then Tara May Steele did. Then Jin Tyler did. This led to a brawl. Jack Cartwheel, and I said this last week, Jack Cartwheel, Cappuccino Jones really getting a good push as a tag team, but also as singles competitors. Jack Cartwheel got the 1, got the 2, got the 3 against Jamar Hampton. And then your main event on Evolve, Keanu Carver coming out strong, coming up strong against Sean Legacy. So I'm going to give Evolve also an opener. Let's get to the blue brand, the brand on Friday night, the brand taking over Friday nights, the Rock Show, the People Show, SmackDown. So John Cena coming out, get on this very microphone right here. Cody Rhodes came on out, and then we saw the unthinkable happen, the face turn of John Cena. I actually thought it was going to come this Sunday in the match, double turn, Cody turning heel, John Cena going back face. I still think that Cody turns heel. I think that's what happens here. Now, judging by Cody, because we've seen the promo, do not expect The Rock. The Rock will not be there tomorrow night. But yeah, he did his job. He got the world talking. I'm talking about it. But yeah, quite interesting and very shocking. I said I thought Cena would turn back to face on Sunday. Your first piece of action saw the women's US Championship up for grabs. Rematch from a number of weeks ago saw Julia retain against Selena Vega. This was an okay match here. Los Gardas issued an open challenge for the AAA Tag Team titles, and who answered the challenge? Who answered the call? None other than Mr. Iguana and Psycho Clown. Cool to see them on SmackDown, especially Mr. Iguana. Cool to see the AAA Tag Team title being defended on SmackDown. And of course, Los Gardas retained. Damian Priest, Aleister Black went at it. Damian Priest coming out with a DQ win in his hand. I presume that's going to get added to SummerSlam tonight or tomorrow. Who knows? Probably not, knowing WWE. So Los Gardas retaining. Cool. Like I said, cool to see the AAA Tag Team title being defended in WWE, and Mr. Iguana and Psycho Clown on SmackDown. And then Damian Priest winning by DQ. Yeah, I've said it before, I'll say it again. What a waste of Aleister Black coming back to WWE. Maybe if not for him, the money is probably good for him. But in my opinion, a waste for Aleister Black coming back to WWE. But that's just my opinion, guys. Let me know what you think. What do you guys think about Aleister Black, Rusev coming back to WWE? Has it paid off for them? Sound off. Let me hear from you. Get those comments in. Tonga made his in-ring debut as he came out your winner against Jimmy Uso. Brawl, Jacob Fatu makes a save, and then to end SmackDown, Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre came on out, followed by Randy Orton, Jelly Roll, Brawl, Hypes up. Tag team match, Tonga over Jimmy Uso, cool. I'm going to give it a rating of... Outside of the John Cena stuff, nothing else really happened. Opener is my rating for it. Now, before we go into some predictions here and where I'm going to be this weekend, let's play one more ad here, and that ad is coming your way right about now. That is right. Do indeed go ahead, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Get this shout out everywhere. Send it to your friends. Get your comments in. Help out that algorithm. Like and subscribe for more things like this and my watch on later on, featuring a quiz. And then tomorrow night, featuring a Wrestle Crate unboxing. And of course, you can come on if you like and call a match with me. But seeing as MARKCUS isn't here, this is just going to be fun. No podcast prediction championship on the line, so it's purely just for fun as we go into some thinking about what's going on about the wrestling, thinking about what match, what's going to happen in these matches over this weekend. It can only be time for one second here, here we go. That is right. SummerSlam predictions. So the very first ever 2-night history-making 2-night SummerSlam. So let's get into it. It will be Karrion Kross one-on-one with Sami Zayn. Guys, get your predictions in for this also. If you're, I see 3 of you watching. Get your predictions in. So if one of those is MARKCUS, get your predictions in also, MARKCUS, and then then the prediction championship can be on the line. But let's crack on anyway. So Sami Zayn, Karrion Kross. I think they gave it to Karrion Kross here. Would be my guess, would be my pick. I'm going in no real particular order here, so it will be the Viper, Randy Orton, and the country western star known as Jelly Roll. Randy Orton and Jelly Roll taking on Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. Logan and Drew should win, but I think Randy Orton and Jelly Roll do win. Jelly Roll getting the pin on Logan Paul. There's your news headline right there. Keeping with the tag team action, it's going to be the 2 Bronze, so Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed taking on the head of the table, Roman Reigns and Yeet Jey Uso. Again, the 2 Bronze should win this. Be a big win, a major win for them. But because it's Roman Reigns, there's my pick right there. Reigns and Jey to come out on top. Let's go with a bit of championship action with the women's tag team titles, with the women of the Judgment Day, so Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, and they're not friends. A little bit 50-50 here. I can see them keeping the titles on the Judgment Day. But I can also see them putting them on Charlotte and Alexa. So very, very 50-50. But I'm going to say I think the Judgment Day actually retain here. But then it'll be Charlotte's first piece of gold in over a year. So I'm actually going to change it. I'll say Charlotte Flair and Alexa. But if the Judgment Day do come out on top and they retain, that wouldn't shock me also. Keeping with the tag team titles for the WWE tag team titles in a TLC match. The Motor City Machine Guns, the Wyatt Six, Fraxium, DIY, Andrade and Rey Fenix, and the Street Profits. DIY, no. Street Profits have only just lost them. Be cool to see the Motor City Machine Guns get it done. But with all that said, I think the Wyatt Six have got to retain. They've only just won them, and that's why they all these promos have been about going after and taking the tag team titles, and now they're going to lose this quick. So I'll say the Wyatt Six retain, but I think another team I think should win if it's not the Wyatt Six. I think Andrade and Rey Fenix have got to take them, but I do think the Wyatt Six retain and keep the gold. For the US Championship contested in a steel cage match, it will be Solo Sikoa going one-on-one with Jacob Fatu. I think Solo Sikoa does indeed retain. In a no DQ, no count-out match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, Becky Lynch, Lara Valkyrie. If Lara doesn't win, she never gets a title shot ever again whilst Becky's champion. So what? My answer here is who cares? But I've got to pick. I've got to predict. I'm going to predict Becky Lynch loses this one, and your two-time Women's Intercontinental Champion will be Lara Valkyrie. Keeping with the Intercontinental title side of things, Dominic Mysterio takes on AJ Styles. Again, 50-50. They could give it to AJ, but I just can't see the Judgment Day losing anytime soon. I think they're going to have gold for a while. Therefore, I'm picking Dominic to indeed retain. For the Women's World Championship, we are getting triple threat action because it's Io Sky, it's Naomi, and it's Rhea bloody Ripley. Naomi's got to retain. She's only just won it. I think Io Sky and Rhea are going to get in there in each other's way. So I think Naomi does indeed retain. Keeping with the women's title side of the equation, the WWE Women's Championship on the SmackDown side of things, Tiffany Stratton, Jay Cargill. Again, a little 50-50 here. Does Jay become champion? That is the question. I think they'll pull the trigger, and I think Jay does take it. But again, if they keep the title, I think there's nobody else for Tiffany, so I think they put it on to Jade. For the Men's World Heavyweight Championship, CM Punk challenger takes on Gunther, champion. CM Punk has got to win this. He can't keep losing big match after big match after big match after big. He hasn't won anything this year. Lost to Rumble, lost Chamber, lost at WrestleMania, lost on Saturday Night's main event, lost at Night of Champions. So CM Punk has won nothing. Therefore, I think he's got to win this. I know they just put the title back onto Gunther, but I think Punk's really going to win this. Or is he Seth Rollins thing got big whole work? He's not really injured as people are speculating. If the Seth Rollins thing isn't at work, I think he cashes in on this match. If it isn't a work and it's a real injury, I think CM Punk has got to win. He can't keep losing big match after big match. And the big one for the WWE Undisputed Championship in a street fight match. Cody Rhodes, John Cena. I'm very, very 50-50, and that's the whole point. I thought Cena was turning face in this match, and Cody was turning heel, and Cody to take the title. But I can see Cena keeping it. Which of course means Cody loses, but so be it. So I'm going to say, I think Cena retains. Now he's gone back to being face. I think Cena retains here. But there are talks. I think there's only one person that told me that Brock Lesnar's going to cost Cena the title. But he could also be at work, and he could also go back to being face tonight. So who knows? But I'm going to say, I think Cena retains. But I could see shenanigans and Cody Rhodes taking the title and becoming your two-time WWE Undisputed Champion. But yes, I think Cena does retain, and I'm not too sure. Get your predictions in, get your comments, guys. We're going to the final segment here, which is all about my travels, all about being out and about and seeing wrestling event after wrestling event, indie event after indie event, and that is that is right, Wrestling Days Out. So no show this past weekend, but the next show I am going to is actually tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon here in the UK, and that is this right here. So this is Wrestling the Greatest Showdown. I believe tickets are still on sale. All VIP tickets sold out, but I believe general tickets are still on sale. So for those from the UK, give me a second here, guys. Just deleting these pictures, just making room. So those from the UK, those from the Ormskirk or the Liverpool area, get yourself to this. This is Wrestling the Greatest Showdown. I will surely be there tomorrow. So yeah, I'll hopefully see you guys there, anybody that's going to it. And I will see you guys later on for my SummerSlam Night 1 watch along and quiz. We'll kick off with a quiz, about a 30-minute quiz, and then SummerSlam Night 1 watch along. And then tomorrow, WrestleCrate unboxing, SummerSlam Night 2 watch along. Let me know, guys, if you want to call a match with me, I can get you on. But until later on, make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you to all those that have subscribed already. Thank you to those that have checked out my shorts. Thank you to those that check out my posts on TikTok. Like I said in the beginning here, as thankful and as appreciative as I am of that, it needs to translate here. So the 4 people watching now, the people that watched throughout this, like, subscribe, share, comment, and I will see you guys later. And always remember that it's Ricky J bringing the British bite to the fight.